Alright guys, I'm going to show you this app called MacTracker. It is what I use to provide information about every single type of Mac ever released, all the Apple branded compatible peripherals, all the Mac OS software. It's going to give you detailed timelines and all this stuff. It's just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to Apple products. And if you're an Apple technology owner, then you need this app. Alright guys, here we are on my Mac. You can see the MacTracker.ca website to get information about MacTracker, about each of the different versions. On the left here, I'm going to pull up. This is my iPhone with the MacTracker app on it. Here's the MacTracker app on the Mac itself. And let's scroll up. Get us back. All right, so we've got both the applications. They're both awesome. They do not sync in between each other, so when you store favorites on the iOS version, it's not going to sync down to your Mac version, which I wish it kind of did. Maybe in the future they can build that in. Maybe I can put in a feature request, because this app, I've been using this for a long time, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Let's look at the iOS app on the left, and let's click on current models. So these are all of the models. I believe that the Mac OSs and, and iOSs and Watch OSs, etc. support right now, is what I believe this list is. But if I go back and I click on this device, I can see an overview of everything about this device. When it was released, when it was discontinued from Apple, all the information about it. But what's really cool is I can scroll down and I keep going and I see all this information, and I'm going to come down to this one that says benchmarks. The benchmarks is super awesome because I can basically, these are the Geekbench benchmarks. So they're gathering this data from Geekbench and providing this to us. So if I'm ever wondering about whether a device is faster than another device, I can go look at the Geekbench benchmarks right within this MacTracker app. Super awesome, so I can compare different models. If I want to store this in this iPhone as one of my favorites, I just click this icon down at the bottom of the screen to share it. Now I'm gonna, since it's already part of my favorites, it's gonna say remove from favorites. I'll add a different device here. 1 second. So now if I go into my favorites, you can see that I got a few devices added in there. And I can go look at the information about all of these devices, so I always know what I have in here as information, about my devices. So let's go back, and now let's say I want to add another device. Let's say I just bought this Mac Pro late 2013, even though the brand new Mac Pro was just released. This app, I'm sure, will get an update very soon because they're really good about that. I'm going to add this to my favorites. Clicking the little icon down at the bottom. Click Add to Favorites. And now I have that stored in my favorites. So now I'm going to scroll down. And if I go down, I can look at the Mac software. This is really cool because to be able to see all the different versions of the Mac OS, when they were released, what they encompassed, all the different support. Super cool to kind of see this information and to have this at your fingertips. So this is MacTracker on iOS. If I go over to MacTracker on macOS, there is a couple different features on here. You see this timeline, which I can scroll down and basically look at all the different models and things that were released from Apple during these different years. This is super slick. This is pretty darn cool to be able to look at this information. But what's cool about the MacTracker Mac OS app is you can go down and create these smart categories, and you can categorize things by processor type. So now I could go look and say, oh, I could create another, I could click the plus and create another smart category. MacTracker on Mac OS, that's MacTracker on iOS. Definitely check out this application. It is awesome for all your Apple product info needs, right? It's really slick. Definitely get subscribed to the channel if you're not already, and you guys have an awesome day. Take care.